stepping out of the shadow of her sister, Carolyn Doran Ballard. Tonight might be proving to be her ultimate test.
She's doing pretty well in her test so far tonight. She's trailing by just 9 pins. Kim Terrell in the lead by 9. Leanne Barrett trailing Kim Terrell by 14 pins.
She just made a ball change. That's the first frame she's thrown that ball, and it looks a lot better than her last shot.
That was a big double that actually puts Kathy in the lead right now momentarily. Leanne Barrett up. She's on a strike as well. All 3 ladies struck in the 5th frame, but Kim, it was ugly before that.
It was. It looks like the lanes really haven't settled in yet for a consistent shot. Best shot on that lane for Leanne in a few frames as well. So everybody's picking up the pace, I believe.
That little bit of break before we came on was probably a good thing. And those of you at home, like we said, you really didn't miss much. It wasn't very good those first 5 frames. The only thing you missed was Britt Savage. She used to sing background for Garth Brooks, and she recently debuted at the Grand Ole Opry. She treated us to a national anthem, and it was wonderful. Great way to start the tournament. Going up high.
Interesting there. That lane seems to be the oilier lane of the 2, and Kim was pretty good with her speed, with slower speed, and it just didn't work out.
One title for Kathy Doran Lizzie that came back in 1999, the Three Rivers Open. And as you mentioned, she's really been working. She knows now she has to take charge of everything herself.
She had a little help from Belle Ballard this week as well, but it was more or less just that push to trust her instincts.
Exactly, and that's a hard thing to do when you're out there. 211 average for Kim Terrell. The scores were all over the board. Kim Terrell actually shot at 300 in the midst of a couple 160s and errant shot there on the spare, sliding by the 3-6-10.
The 3-6-10s were a difficult spare this week. If you got the ball, the plastic ball, to the right of, say, the 3rd arrow, you had a chance that it was going to slide too much.
214 average on the week for Leanne Barrett. And don't forget, this is the match. The breakthrough game is the one Leanne Barrett has to get through to break the $1 million tonight.
Focusing in on that task at hand. I hope she's continuing to do that tonight.
She continues to strike here, and I know she really wants to do it at an Ebonite tournament. She's on Ebonite staff, and it would mean a lot to her.
Of course, 14 years with Ebonite now. We're on a wood surface this week. The volume is pretty light, 23.79 microliters, 39 feet, a little bit on the longer side with a defense oil by Kegel Oil, and hopefully it holds up tonight.
And it is a sport bowling pattern once again.
1.8 to 1 ratio.
And I understand the scores were very different pair to pair.
They were, but pretty much this whole field stayed within the realm of a 170 to 220 average for scores across the board. It was important this week to keep away from those low games, which was very possible in some of these pairs to score a 140 game.
Yeah, that was the key to do that. Leanne Barrett's low game of the week. Actually, she had a 151. Kathy Doran Lizzie a 152, and Kim Terrell a 153, so they had to shake those off and get the big games in there right now. Leanne Barrett working on the 3, make it 4 in a row.
Great shot there. They're seeming to settle in now a little to the left of where Leanne is playing. There seems to be a little oil carrying down now.
Kathy Doran Lizzie shot, making the 2-pin on that 2-5.
By the hair in her chinny chin chin.
She'll be able to breathe now for a moment. Meanwhile, Leanne Barrett now has the lead by 7 pins over Kathy Doran Lizzie. Kim Terrell now working on a strike. Needing to get another strike here in the 8th to put herself back in the match. Games I was talking about in qualifying, she was in jeopardy of not making the cut. Shot a 162, 189 the last round, and then went 300, followed it by 153.
Nice last round there. You know, we only took 25, or actually 24, top 24 this week to make a check, so not those extra 8 spots that we normally have to cash. So she was thinking 24 all the way.
Kathy Doran Lizzie trailing by 7. She's in the 9th frame, really needs to set up a strike.
And this has been the hooking lane, and she got the speed up on that shot, and that was perfect execution there.
Kim Terrell changing balls to shoot or spare.
Interestingly enough, as I mentioned earlier, the 3-6-10 was a little difficult. The 10 pin was very easy, so kind of unusual.
Oh, yeah. You know, Kim Terrell fortunate to be in this round. She was in 13th going into the last round of competition and averaged 226 for that last round to make it into the show.
She mentioned something about having the ability to miss right or left to get a strike, which is an unusual thing as a bowler out here. You just hope for one direction, and she got lucky to have those both ways. It relaxed her quite a bit.
Leanne Barrett, 9th frame on 4 in a row.
Using that oil to get that skid on that right lane.
You've been selected.
You're crazy.
You have a sickness.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Movies channel.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I have never wanted anyone more.
You don't want to go falling in love with a guy like me.
No safety net. I got you.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Her Free Movies channel.
What do you think?
Feel good.
He's covered his tracks.
It does take a special kind of person to do this job.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Action Movies channel.
$10,000.
I'm the one that's trying to hold this family together.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Black Cinema channel.
3-4 million at least. You know what we could do with that kind of money?
We're not going to rob the money train.
Why not?
Because we're cops.
Can't stop this thing even if we wanted to.
New this month and streaming free. Only on Zumo Play.
This is about to get hot in here.
Celebrate Black creators, stories, and talent with a curated collection of movies, TV shows, and channels on Zumo Play. Laugh out loud with your favorite comedies. Get swept up in powerful stories.
I love your daughter.
Connect with unforgettable characters.
You know, this job can be hazardous to your health.
And honor visionary Black creators that shape generations. Black voices, Black stories. Now streaming free on Zumo Play.
Now puts her up by 17 pins. Kim Terrell set up frame, and Kim just really only found it for a couple frames in the middle of the game.
This is a hard one for the Ebonite team that's surrounding us right now. They're all cheering on all the staff that's here, Kim and Leanne, and so hard to let one person win this match.
Well, Kathy Lizzie happy with this performance this week. Oh, needed to push that one out of there. She wanted to say hello to all of her friends at Jersey Lanes and Star Lanes because she does a lot of practicing out there.
I heard on the break she was doing a little painting as well as practicing, too.
You know, you have to mix it up. And it has gone from bad to worse for Kim Terrell, and she told us she's been having trouble the last couple of weeks finding the right combination. It appears to be having a little trouble tonight.
Of course, they change a lot quicker. If you don't have a game plan right away, it's hard to keep up with those changes.
Leanne Barrett now in the 10th frame. She's on a double. We're going to need some pin count here. That's enough pin count. 10 of them. Boy, did she turn this match around. Kathy with a good, solid performance. 205 for Kathy Lizzie. Leanne Barrett, she will advance, but not only that, she just went over the $1 million mark.
A sigh of relief.
Leanne now with 6 in a row. And she said all year it'd be nice to break that here at the Ebonite tournament. Ironic how those things sometimes happen. So Leanne Barrett has the high score in the breakthrough game. And she will take on last week's champ, Carolyn Doran Ballard, when we return. For the breakthrough game, Leanne Barrett 231, Kathy Doran Lizzie 205, and Kim Terrell 168. As Leanne Barrett earned that million, Bob Reed of Ebonite and Brian Purcell made a special presentation to Leanne. It's a necklace with the Ebonite symbol with 1 diamond for each year she's been a staff member. That would be 14 diamonds. What a beauty that is on a beautiful lady. $1 million in her career, and we're joined in the booth by Bob Reed, the Vice President of Marketing, and there's a look at the millionaires. Leanne Barrett, obviously the newest, that's thus far with third place money. She could improve upon that if she wins the next match or two. 4 millionaires so far, and Bob, it must have been a special moment for you as we see, obviously, maybe the emotion affected Leanne a bit, but...
Well, we hope not, but it was a special moment. Obviously, it's the Lady Ebonite Classic, and it's in our bowling center, and we have about 100 Ebonite employees here that drove 120 miles down from Hopkinsville to see the tournament. So it's pretty exciting.
Is there a tailgate party outside for all of them?
Yeah, we had a tailgate party for about 400 outside.
Well, I understand that you closed down second shift or something so they could be here. Did you do that?
Yes, we did. We had so many people that wanted to come down that we had to close down the second shift. And
great shot there. That was an amazing spare. One of those difficult ones you always love to make. Yeah, it skids just the proper amount. I mean, we mentioned that 3-6-10 was hard enough to make, and she grabs the 4-pin with it.
What a way to open the match. Sorry to cut you off there, Bob, but that was a huge spare. Carolyn Doran Ballard, 13 years on tour, 19 titles. What a year this woman had last year, the reigning player of the year. Ooh, little light. And Bob Carolyn won here her first singles title back in '94 and hasn't won an Ebonite title yet. What is it? You know, you put a lot of pressure on her or what?
A lot of pressure.
Do you? I heard you're that kind of guy sometimes.
Well, actually, they put the pressure on themselves. We don't have to do much.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, she leaves a 7-pin here to start, and as she's backing off, maybe distracted from this large crowd, Bob. I mean, down both sides of the lanes, 14 tournaments, 2 titles, 11 top 10s, and 8 shows. That's this year so far. She made 18 shows last year. But the crowd's all the way down both sides, kind of an arena setting. Very neat. And I want to take really quick and let you talk about this. You had another event here, the Blue-Gray Bowl.
We did. This past summer, we had 28 all-state bowlers from the state of Illinois come down for a 2-day clinic, and one of the things that they requested was at the end of the clinic to see what they learned to have a tournament. And we said, would it be with yourselves or with somebody else? And they said, well, with ourselves. And we said, how about if we could get the all-staters from the state of Tennessee to come bowl you? They liked it, and with 2.5 weeks' notice, we staged the first interstate high school bowling championship. We call it the Blue-Gray Bowl. Obviously, the Yankees in blue shirts and the Reds in gray shirts, and it was pretty exciting.
That's wonderful. And as Carolyn strikes, you were looking at the spokesperson for high school bowling. So
we are.
Hopefully she can motivate a lot more high school students to come out and get involved with the sport.
She's certainly trying.
Leanne Barrett, number 2, as you just saw, in average and in points. She's backing off as well. And this is a much larger crowd than we've had for a few weeks, so I think that they're taking just a little time. I know from when we were down doing the opening of the show, Bob, a lot of people waving, talking. Yeah, a lot going on out there.
You can't tell what an Ebonite employee is going to do.
It's not a bad thing. It's just different.
Leanne Barrett, don't forget one thing down. She broke the million, but she's still going for that 4th title of the year, which would be huge in that Bowler of the Year race. Carolyn Doran Ballard, one of her competitors in that race.
She got that speed up on that shot, which she was missing, I think, on that first shot, just coming back from the break, and I think she's back up to tempo now. We should look forward to a few more strikes out of Leanne.
How are you liking the tournament so far, Bob? Are you happy you sponsored it?
Oh, absolutely. It's been just a great week. It's been great competition all week. Even match play the last couple of days has just been tight. It's been just super.
Leanne Barrett with 26 titles. Match is all even right now on our mini scoreboard, sponsored by Travelodge Hotels. Spare and a strike, and Leanne with a double to take the early lead.
Got a little lucky there with that trip 4, but I'm sure she's sitting down and taking it.
Carolyn will be able to answer, possibly, to keep the match all square. Bob, a lot of remodeling. You just finished this under the gun here at Ebonite Galaxy.
Well, you were here last week.
I was.
You know that we were doing a lot of last-minute preparation, but we got it done.
I think there's a lot of things hidden behind the scenes that we're not seeing, right? You kind of pushed some things in the background. I don't know how you cleaned it all up.
A little bit.
Carolyn's taking a break as someone came into the crowd. And, you know, I just want to point out really quickly, I know people say, well, you know, basketball players shoot at hoops and with all the things going on in the background, but that's constant movement and it's expected.
The bowlers just are not used to the movement.
Plus and it's sudden and unexpected.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Come on. And she does answer the call, and Carolyn talked earlier about this bowling center and what it means to her to bowl here.
$10,000.
I'm the one that's trying to hold this family together.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo free Black Cinema channel.
You've been selected.
You're crazy.
You have a sickness.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo free movies channel.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I have never wanted anyone more.
You don't want to go falling in love with a guy like me.
No safety net. I got you.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Her free movies channel.
What do you think?
Feel good.
He's covered his tracks.
It does take a special kind of person to do this job.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo free action movies channel.
You're crazy.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
Ready to fall in love? Make the first move on Zumo Play. We've got it all, from the heart-fluttering first crush to the kind of love you never saw coming, to the moments that truly matter, and all the twists and turns in between. Take a chance on true romance with a curated mix of romantic favorites, perfect for Valentine's Day. It's the season of love, now streaming free on Zumo Play.
The vibes for me this week were very positive. This is where I won my first singles title. I was really excited then. I'm really excited now. Also, since then, I haven't won an Ebonite tournament. So tonight, I'm out for revenge.
Out for revenge. Do you allow that kind of behavior? She is bowling a fellow staff member.
Well, my coaching advice to both of them just before the match was bowl to win.
Ah, clever. So the match is still all even as Carolyn steps up in the fourth frame, working on 2 strikes.
And that's definitely her comfortable lane of the 2. She spent a little more time in practice lining up on that lane to begin with, but definitely that left lane favors Carolyn.
Leanne Barrett now will try to answer the call in career television versus Carolyn Doran Ballard. She's 3-2 and has averaged .221 against her. Carolyn averaging just .207 against Leanne. That's on television. The graphic you just saw was for this year in match play during the week. 6-6. They're all even. there a lot of that this week, Kim?
A lot of 10 pins, a lot of 10-pin spares to make. Now we're going to look at what Leanne does with all this fidgeting. You might notice her feet and her hands do a lot. She's aware she needs to get her feet into this unconventional position to alleviate some hip pains that she has. What lessons do we learn from this? I guess you'd say you need to set yourself in order to be consistent in your start for your finish. And we're going to show you this fidgeting that she does with her feet. She kind of holds her feet in an unconventional position there, and she's moving her hand around. It's all related to presetting her start. So if you preset, you're going to be consistent in your finish.
And a lot of the athletes out here have some kind of routine, and sometimes the motion just keeps them moving. Some people don't like to just stand completely still and then start.
That's the bowling waggle.
Oh, new term. Waggle. 10-pin and now a 4-pin. Now, Bob, you do a lot with the PWBA Tour. You do media challenges and tailgate parties. Have those been successful for Ebonite?
We think they've been successful. It certainly has brought a lot of fans out to the tournament that we might not ordinarily see. And, of course, you know, we support the women's tour quite heavily, and we're extremely happy to do it.
We are glad to have you, and thank you immensely for your sponsorship of the tour. Leanne covers up the spares, so Carolyn Doran Ballard now in the lead by 12 pins. Stepping up in the fifth, she can take it to 22 with a strike here. And it's starting to look like she is out for revenge.
Presetting herself pretty carefully here. She's really trying to not mentally move ahead too quickly in this match and just focus on this one shot.
Tough break there, leaving the 6-7-10.
She just overall got a little slow, a little hesitant there because she knows she has to get it slow to deal with the oily lane, but just a little too slow, and this is what happens. Now, this was a makeable spare this week. As we know, Liz Johnson made the 7-10, the 6-7-10 with the ball sliding over as easily as it does this week. She's got a chance.
Oh, and that was close. You almost called that one, Kim. Very, very close. Did you make it this week?
I didn't. No. I made out of the Greek church, which is close to that, though. I've made 4 a few times. Just missing that 6-pin.
And that split cost Carolyn dearly. She's now down by 5 through 5 frames. We'll be right back. We're back in the semifinal match. Carolyn Doran Ballard now trailing by just 4 pins. She had that open frame while we were away. Leanne Barrett with a spare, leaving a 2-pin light and then a strike. Carolyn backing off right now. A lot going on here this week.
It's a good thing that we don't have box in this sport.
That would be interesting. Let's look at the averages this week in the right-hand column, what they've averaged overall this season in the left-hand column. Most of the ladies higher this week. Actually, Carolyn down a bit and Barrett down a bit, both of these ladies. Come on.
And that just got a little too far right there. There's a oil to the right. We're going to take a look and see how far this ball actually got to the right. She's placing the ball around 14, and it got out past the 10 board, which is the second arrow, and that's the no zone. We want to stay away from that area. Actually, the girls started in practice today closer to the first arrow like they had earlier in the week, and I guess it just kind of went away because if it was there, Carolyn would be the first person to be there, playing there. So this is the more playable part of the lane at the moment.
Well, she'll try to cover the spare, and she got it. You know, in our grind of everyday life, we sometimes lose sight of what's really important, so I want to take a minute on behalf of PWBA to extend our sympathies to the family of Scott McLaughlin, PWBA Player Services Rep for the past 2 years, on the loss of his grandmother, Harriet Harwood, and the family of Joanne Hoppy, who we work with very closely at Travelodge, on the loss of her father, Frank Marinelli. Our prayers go out to both families. And it's difficult when you're on the road and away from family, and a lot of things happen, so we want to make sure we send our prayers out to those people. And Carolyn Doran Ballard trailing right now by 7 pins. on our Travelodge scoreboard. Oh my.
A little tickle there. We've got to really see what happened here with the setup. I think her ball just kind of ran out of energy at the very end there, which left that 8-pin. But she got a little luck there. She must have found a penny heads up in the parking lot today.
You know, Carolyn also asked that I wish Gigi Wright the best. Carolyn wants to send her best wishes as she covers up that spare. Did she really find a penny?
No, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. Leanne Barrett won 3 times already this year. Normally, that's a huge year, 3 or 4 wins. Last year, after Carolyn went in 7, kind of put things in perspective a bit, but...
If she had won those 3 titles last year, she'd be way behind in the race at this point.
Shot here, and that's a double. Puts her up by 18 pins as she heads into the 9th frame.
Interesting that Leanne's favorite lane is the right lane and Carolyn's favorite lane is the left lane. They should do well together in a doubles tournament.
Actually, Leanne used to be the doubles partner of Kathy Dorn-Lizzie, Carolyn's sister. Okay, she's stepping up in the 9th, up by 19, or 18, excuse me, can take it to 28 with a strike here.
Getting that hand set. She's had a little bit of trouble lately keeping her hand warm so that she can throw a good felt shot off her hand. That looks good there.
Trip in the 4, a lot of 4 pins going down on lane 21.
Try Formula 44 from Vicks, the cough silencer. Vicks scientists refine the formula 44 times to attack your cough at the source, providing powerful cough relief for up to 8 hours. Formula 44 from Vicks, the cough silencer.
What do you think?
Feel good.
He's covered his tracks.
It does take a special kind of person to do this job.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Action Movies channel.
You've been selected.
You're crazy.
You have a sickness.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Free Movies channel.
Do you believe in soulmates?
I have never wanted anyone more.
You don't want to go falling in love with a guy like me.
No safety net. I got you.
Catch these movies and more before they disappear on the Zumo Her Free Movies channel.
My name is James Jackson Dial. I was trained in target elimination. Just want to be chaotic real quick.
Go, go, go.
Now streaming on the Free Movies page, only on Zumo Play.
Every relationship is a story.
You asked me out, and I said yes.
I've never felt so connected to anyone before.
Adam wanted me to give you this.
Charlotte.
Hi.
Let's go on a trip.
Okay, where are we going?
You are my perfect right now.
You know, this is where we can see if Carolyn's push away was in proper form, and I think everything looked pretty good there. She executed a good shot, but again, the right lane is so much different than the left lane at this point with that extra oil on the right-hand side, right of the second arrow.
Yeah, they're showing you the two shots on the same lane.
On the same lane.
Yeah, so that you could see the difference in that shot when she left the 2-4-5.
She made up for it there.
Yes, she did. That one coming up light. Okay, Carolyn Dornbauer will finish first. Best she could do would be 219 if she strikes out.
No, she doesn't want to overthink this. I can see her trying to figure things out here. She just kind of has to take a little advice from Kathy here and just trust her instincts and just flow with the shot because she has this lane down.
Well, she really needs to strike out here to force Leanne Barrett to mark. Remember, she said she was out for revenge.
That's a strong word.
Right. Oh, my.
That timing got away from her a little bit that time. She's been working on not placing the ball so far out in front of her and keeping too late. She's trying to get herself a little earlier in her swing, and she knew she missed it right there in her swing, and she's just trying to recover from it. She's pretty natural at doing that, but that really had no chance.
So barely touching the head pin left. She'll attempt to spare this up, but the best she can shoot now is 199. Good luck. Oh, boy. Disaster there for Carolyn Dornbauer. Not what she wanted to do, so Leanne Barrett will advance. But first, when we return, I'll talk with a special guest to learn more about high school bowling in this week's WIBC Extra Frames. We're back and ready for the championship match of the Lady Ebonite Classic. We're at Ebonite's Galaxy Lanes in Columbia, Tennessee. I'm Jan Schmidt, along with Kim Adler. Liz Johnson, top seed of this tournament. And as we know, top seed has won 11 of the 12 singles events this year. Amazing stat.
Unbelievable in that position.
Because they come in cold, and typically that's been closer to a 50% range, 60% range, and we're at 92% on top seeds. Any explanation?
The wind, the air, the vibes, I have no idea. All just safe to say that I want to fight out everybody to get into that #1 position.
Exactly. Leanne Barrett, her 7th show of the year. Come on, sit on it. Just laid there, didn't knock it down.
Not enough help from that pin in the gutter. Need a little more life there. Need somebody down and back there to help her out. You know, she threw a pretty good shot. You know, it's just a little transition in the lanes, as we know in a championship match. You get a little movement of the oil, and so it's time to make a small adjustment for her.
Covers it up, no problem, and it was a close one last night. I told you Kim Terrell getting into that match. She defeated Tish Johnson, who really had some tough breaks that last game. Carol Giannotti blocked back from Australia, top 10 after a knee surgery.
And we have scorekeeping in the booth with us this week, Rachel Perez and Michelle Feldman, another Ebonite staff member.
Leanne in the second frame now, working on that spare. And another score pin, tripping on lane 21. PWBA.com underwent a facelift over the summer and recently unveiled its new look. The Beauty runs more than skin deep. It's your information source for PWBA, including schedules, entries, players' bios, photos, and standings. Plus, it displays a complete line of the new PWBA logoed merchandise and the live scoring. Make sure you check it out. Please check out our sponsors as well. And another trip score pin.
And you know, the thing with Liz this week is she had a really unique shot compared to everyone else. Everyone else was playing all over the lane from the first, second, third arrow. Liz stayed right in the area she's in now. She's throwing that ball 6, 7, 8 is what she told us she'd be playing, and that's exactly where she is.
And that's when you can count on Liz Johnson to make a show or be in the lead, because she's so good at doing that.
And she's the only one that can be playing that part of the lane per week. I don't know what I do. Every week I see her play there or another area, and I try and play there, and I cannot strike.
Well, she just throws harder if she needs to. And she can stay out there. She has a front three, and now's a good time to mention that there's a $10,000 bonus out there for 300 on television by Gary and Linda Feldman, Michelle's grandparents, and Bud Harvard.
Oh, you're starting early with those 3 strikes.
I am. I'm getting it out there right now, and there's some all-time titleists. Lisa Wagner, of course, the most prolific. Alita Sill, 31. Leanne Barrett, 26, pushing for 27 tonight. And Patty Costello, Tish Johnson. Carolyn Doran Ballard, one of those tied at 19. There's 4 of them there. She was hoping to get to 20.
And I'm sure that Leanne is thinking somewhere down the line about being installed into the Hall of Fame. Another good shot there from Leanne. See, she made that small adjustment, I believe, and it definitely worked out for her.
Well, she is the defending champ here and going for her 4th title of the year against Liz Johnson, who's looking for her 1st title this season. There's a look at some of those champions. Lady Ebonite Classic. There's Leanne last year, and the other year she won. Carolyn Doran Ballard up there. Kim Adler. Who's that?
I won a couple times.
Wow. Imagine that.
Very nice trophies, too.
Yes. Always a good trophy at the Lady Ebonite Classic. Leanne Barrett trailing by 10. And ouch. 2-8-10. Not really any good way to make this, is there, Kim?
You know, she might have made a small adjustment a little further left on the lane, too, to try and compensate for maybe some more hook there, and it just dead skid for her, and that's the result. You know, let's give this a run. Let's give the crowd something to cheer on here. See her make this. Do you think she's going to go for it?
No.
Get those 2 early on in a match.
Definitely, especially on a double. She's on a strike. And she gets 2. That's important on the strike. You never know when it's going to come back to haunt you. Both of these ladies, we started keeping some stats on the shows for this fall, and both of these ladies on one show are at 50% on their striking ratio. So they're striking half of the time. Leanne Barrett, 80% on spares. The one she missed was a 310, a split. Liz Johnson, 100%. No open play. That only through 1 telecast this year, though.
Well, we just had a graphic up there concerning her being the 3rd woman to shoot a 300 on television. Maybe she's going to become the 4th as well.
Maybe, and she received $50,000 for that 300 from Travelodge. Nice bonus. The other 2 were Carr Honeychurch and, of course, Michelle Feldman, who unfortunately did it before there was a bonus available. 4th TV show and 8 top 10s. Not a bad season. She's been struggling off and on with a little bit of lower back problem. She has a herniated disc.
Great shot there. She really stayed down with that shot. She's trying to stay a little slower on that lane compared to the first lane, compared to the right lane. She's staying slow, which is something she's been working on.
Leanne Barrett, the travel partner of Kim Terrell, who you saw earlier, and she said that works well for her. She feeds off of Kim a lot. They talk a lot, and it's definitely helped her this year. And that's true in many cases. It helps when you room and get along with somebody. Your success can be passed along.
They have the same temperament, and it just kind of breeds within the room in the traveling.
I know you and I experienced that when we roomed for a period of time. I won my first title, and you won yours, right?
I won my first title.
Yes, immediately following. Or
we ate well in the restaurants for a couple weeks there.
Yes, so a lot of finding a good roommate, very, very important. You have to get along, live together.
Yes.
Do your routine. So continue striking.
Taking a little extra time there.
Well, the 4-pin trip.
Yeah, we saw the trip 4 there.
Who is this man?
The FBI is withholding the identity of the assassin who fled captivity last night in a daring escape.
America's Most Wanted.
Streaming free all month long, only on Zumo Play.
It's about to get hot in here.
Celebrate Black creators, stories, and talent with a curated collection of movies, TV shows, and channels on Zumo Play. Laugh out loud with your favorite comedies. Get swept up in powerful stories.
I love your daughter.
Connect with unforgettable characters.
You know, this job can be hazardous to your health.
And honor visionary Black creators that shape generations. Black voices, Black stories. Now streaming free on Zumo Play.
My name is James Jackson Dial. I was trained in target elimination. It's gonna be chaotic real quick.
Go, go, go.
Now streaming on the free movies page, only on Zumo Play.
Every relationship is a story. You asked me out, and I said yes. I've never felt so connected to anyone before.
Adam wanted me to give you this.
Charlotte,
Hi.
let's go on a trip.
Okay, where are we going?
You are my perfect right now.
Leanne only averaging 198 against Liz Johnson on TV, and Liz averaging 229 against Leanne Barrett on TV. Pretty big difference there.
Now, Liz has just been what we consider the epitome of consistency here. She's trying to keep it at 6, 7, 8 in that range, right up 6, 7 then. Little trip 4 there, same shot. Are these the same 3 shots? That's what it looks like.
And those were her last 3. This is 5, and
that was definitely not the same shot. In fact, you could see the ball was slowing down at the pins a lot more so than those replays. So that tells us that she definitely got a little slow on that shot. A little carryover from the left lane.
Well, that turned things around very quickly here, at least put Leanne Barrett a little bit closer to the match. She takes the wood, smart to take the 2 pins.
Now, you would never know it by looking at Liz's face that she's probably a little upset with her shot there. She's very cool, calm. You never really tell what her emotions are. She's one of those poker faces, and she's pretty much emotional like the rest of us when it comes to this. Thinking about a good shot here.
She's in the lead now by 27. Max score possible for her if she strikes out 262. Leanne Barrett 235, best she could do. 10 pin. She'll change balls and just try to convert the spare. She covers it up, and we'll return in a moment to see who will be this year's Lady Ebonite. Right now, the scales are tipped for Liz Johnson's favor. She's in the lead by 27 pins. We're back at the Ebonite Galaxy Lanes, the newly remodeled Galaxy Lanes, and there's a look at the Vantech Active Lane. A glows-in-the-dark stripes down the lane.
Wow, look at that. I hope they can direct the direction of my ball hitting the pocket with that, too.
You know, I think they're working on that. While we were away, Leanne Barrett with a double. Liz Johnson leaving a 10-pin sparing up, so Liz in the lead by 16 pins as she steps up in the 9th frame. Oh, no.
Hit it?
Oh, okay. All right, look, here's the deal. She picked up the 710 this week. She picked it up against Maxine Nabel, and she picked it up on lane 21. Yes, right here on this lane, she picked up the 710 this week. It's her 2nd time in her career. She throws hard enough, but she says she went at the 7-pin. She doesn't usually do that.
Is she going to go for the 7-pin this time? I think she's thinking about it. She's stepping up to the right-hand side of the approach. Says she's going for the 7-pin.
She's going to go for this.
Give me a replay here.
Throwing it hard. Oh, she got the pin to kick out, and that's how she did it the last time. It rolled across. She was thinking about it.
I don't think she threw it hard enough, but she took out that imaginary 4-pin on the rack. No, the 4-pin wasn't there, unfortunately.
She gave it a whirl, and you'd have to. I mean, what are the odds? It's going to happen right there, same lane. Tough break for Liz Johnson.
Before we forget, I know Conrad and Karen, Liz's parents, I know you're watching at home, and Liz wants to wish you guys a happy anniversary. And also, Conrad, you old hoot. I guess it's your birthday, too, so happy birthday.
Okay, Leanne Barrett now stepping up in the 9th. Strike. The rest of the finishers that we had this week, Maxine Nabel, Australia, always in the top 24, and Shelley Shermer, she racked up a perfect no-tap score, 300, 300, 300 in the Pro-Am.
Fellow Floridian Marcia Kamrowski, and another solid finish for Karen Stroud in 23rd. Perfect shot here. She's perfectly lined up, great shot, fully executed, very confident.
That was huge. That gave her the lead. Leanne Barrett now in the lead by 7 pins. She can strike this one out and take it right away from Liz Johnson. The top seed dominance in jeopardy here.
Oh, she got that right.
Oh, no. Liz can't believe it.
Interesting. Making it interesting.
I hear people in the background
showing
muttering,
a little emotion there. Yeah. Now, this is possible. There's a way to make this as a right-handed bowler, kind of hooking it as a backup ball as a left-handed bowler, as well as throwing it pretty hard, which I think she can do too.
Well, if she doesn't spare this, Liz Johnson will just need a mark. She takes one. A score of 198. Liz Johnson will need a mark.
Now, this has not been a favorite lane for Liz as of late, with her open in the 6th.
And she left a 10-pin in the 8th and spared it.
She's got to think somewhat conservatively, but not too much. That fine line.
Oh, and not a simple spare.
But the back pin, the 8-pin, did move off slightly. We're going to see it here on her shot. She was a little hesitant there off her hand, not as clean as the others, and it tickled the back pin a little bit. She's hoping it on. Get that 10-pin out of there. Okay, now we make the spare.
Right, almost with 2, 8, 10 Leanne just left. But you're right, with the 8-pin over a little bit.
It should help to make the spare.
Yes, if she comes in on the right side.
From the right-hand side, yes. A little extra breath. She's got it. She's got it.
She covers it up. So right now she'll need just 1 pin on this ball. And it is something about the top three. It's magic this year. And Leanne, look at the disappointment. It's like, oh, can I just do that shot over?
Kind of anticlimactic for Leanne.
Yes. 11 out of 12. Now make it 12 out of 13.
And that's it. She's got it.
So Liz Johnson grabs her first title of the season as the Lady Ebonite Classic champion. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Final score 205 to 198, and she collects her awards. Bill Scheid, president of Ebonite International, with the trophy. And Glenn Pavey, manager of Ebonite's Galaxy Lanes, with the check. So Liz Johnson posts her 11th career victory. Remember to tune in next Monday 1 hour earlier at 10 p.m. Eastern for the Greater Pasadena Open from Diamond Lanes in Pasadena, Texas. For Kim Adler, I'm Jan Schmidt. Until next week, stay safe. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com.
This is about to get hot in here.
Celebrate Black creators, stories, and talent with a curated collection of movies, TV shows, and channels on Zumo Play. Laugh out loud with your favorite comedies. Get swept up in powerful stories.
I love your daughter.
Connect with unforgettable characters.
You know, this job can be hazardous to your health.
And honor visionary Black creators that shape generations. Black voices, Black stories. Now streaming free on Zumo Play.
Some people think they can push you around, but it's only true if you let it be.
I don't want you to get hurt.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
3-4 million at least. You know what we can do with that kind of money?
We're not going to rob the money train.
Why not?
Because we're cops.
Can't stop this thing even if we wanted to.
New this month and streaming free, only on Zumo Play.
Who is this man?
The FBI is withholding the identity of the assassin who fled captivity last night in a daring escape.
America's Most Wanted.
Streaming free all month long, only on Zumo Play.
Breaking bowling news, there will be a new PBA video game that is releasing in late 2025, and here's everything you need to know about it before it ends up going live. A brand new professional bowling video game is going live on a ton of different consoles and the PC very, very soon. Farsight Studios, the creators of the past couple PBA Pro Bowling games, are creating a new 2026 version with a lot of new additions. Now, we're going to get into some of the additions because this seems like a massive upgrade from their last game that came out 3 years ago. The previous PBA games were hit with very mixed reviews. Reviews on Steam are not great, and non-bowlers didn't really get into this game. It was very niche, the graphics weren't great, just overall wasn't fantastic. From actual bowlers, the biggest complaint was that there were really no big updates that were going on. There's a few bugs, but they're trying to fix that in this new 2026 version. So there's updated graphics. Now, the graphics still aren't great when you watch the trailers. This isn't going to be an NBA 2K style graphics. This is a very small development team. Farsight only has about 25 developers. But with that, there's updated graphics, there's updated oil patterns, updated oil mechanics where the oil pattern actually breaks down, which is really cool. There's over 250 bowling balls that are being added, over 30 PBA professionals, including some massive additions of Brad, Kyle, Packy Hanrahan, AJ Johnson, a lot of really big names. You're going to have a ton of PBA pros to go against. They're adding in some little niche features like candlepin and duckpin bowling, but also there's going to be an advanced career mode. Previous PBA games did have a career mode, but this one has you starting from your local league all the way up to being a PBA pro. Now, we don't know much about this game right now. They've released an early alpha edition, which has very few features because for anyone who doesn't know video games, alpha is the earliest edition of a video game. Usually you go alpha to beta and then full release. So this is still very, very early access right now. So there's a lot of things that just really aren't updated with the game. But in the coming months, we're going to have new and big features coming. The very important thing with this game is we don't know the price of it. That's the really important one. We don't know what this price will be. It might be $20, it might be $40. We don't know yet. Once they fully announce the game official's launch date, then we're going to know a price. And similar to other sports games, we are going to have actual commentators in the game of Randy Peterson and Rob Stone. They apparently have recorded tons and tons of clips to be able to put into the game. So we're going to see how good that commentary is. One of the negatives of the previous game was that they would repeat the same couple clips over and over again. So let's really hope that's been improved on. Really cool to see them actually get all of this PBA partnership from the pros, from the commentators. I'm guessing Tom Clark was in on all of it. It's really cool to see the PBA trying to partner and make a good video game. Now, second to last thing I want to mention is don't keep your expectations too high about this game. Like I said, this isn't an NBA 2K level of development team. This doesn't have hundreds of guys working on it. This is a team of 25 who are also split doing other games. This company has aced it on different areas such as cornhole and billiards, so they have a small niche in the video game industry. So remember, keep your expectations not too crazy high because this is a smaller team, a smaller video game. Don't expect that $70 wow factor of a AAA title. But if you would like to learn more, if you'd like to get constant updates about the game, they do have an official website that I will have down below in the description, along with a Discord. So if you want more constant updates, make sure to check out the Discord. Otherwise, you're going to see PBA, you're going to see PBA pros and a ton of other people posting about this product when it gets closer to that launch date and when we actually have a launch date. Because you've probably seen a lot of pros already posting about this game that's coming out soon. Otherwise, let me know what you think of it down below in the description. I'm very curious to see how this game operates. So far, early alpha access seems pretty decent, so I'm hoping it's good. I'm really hoping this game is really good, but time will tell. You are new here, make sure to drop a subscription. We have bowling news dropping whenever anything big is happening. Otherwise, we talk about bowling balls. We talk about bowling in general, arsenal building, a little bit of everything. So make sure to subscribe. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bowling terminology of the day will be the 11 major bowling ball brands. There are currently 11 brands in the United States right now that everyone buys bowling balls from. These brands are split into 3 different companies. So each company has their bowling balls poured in the same location, and the balls are going to be very similar compared to the other companies. Company number 1 is Storm Products International, otherwise known as SPI. Same location in Mexico that are all under Brunswick Bowling, and those brands are Brunswick, Deviate, Radical. Then you have Ebonite, Hammer, Columbia 300, and Track Bowling. Those are all poured in the same location. Finally, the final company is just one brand, that is Motive Bowling. They are poured in Michigan, and they are just their own guys. So if you hear anybody talk about Brunswick bowling balls, Hammer bowling balls, anything like that, they are all basically the same on each company. They just have different logos on them. Same with Storm, and then Motive is, of course, just Motive over in their own corner.
Of the Miller High Life National Players Championship. Competition begins with a breakthrough game featuring 3 athletes in their first TV appearance of the year: Kelly Hewitt, Tammy Turner, and Marianne DeRupo. The one with the high score will Michelle Feldman in its semifinal match, and the winner there will advance to the championship match and square off against top seed Leanne Barrett. Hello everyone, I'm Jan Schmidt along with last week's champ, Carolyn Dorn-Ballard. Carolyn, this week it's a major event, part of our Triple Crown. Is there any different approach for the athletes?
All the bowlers had the same consensus. They said, you know what, I just want to win. But let's face it, when you add the word major to a championship, it elevates the win.
Well, there are 2 familiar faces tonight. One is Leanne Barrett, and she should be the favorite. She's on a hot streak, making 5 consecutive TV appearances.
Leanne is bowling great in 2002. She already has 2 victories, and to add another major to her already impressive resume is icing on the cake. She's also in pursuit of tying a PWBA record. That is for the most consecutive TV appearances. She has 5. The record is 6. It's going to be very interesting to see if Leanne can keep her streak alive.
It sure will. I know know you're one of the holders of that record. The other regular on the show tonight is Michelle Feldman. She's in the midst of a pretty strong season herself in her 5th TV appearance.
Michelle is very satisfied with the way she's bowling so far this year. She has one victory, but in 9 titles does not have a major. She would love nothing more than to win tonight, not only for herself, but for her grandfather.
Well, on the flip side, in the breakthrough game, Kulik, Turner, and DeRupo, they are talented athletes, far too talented to just be making their first TV appearance of the season.
They have one thing in common. They have all stated that they are missing one component that allows them to get to the TV show. Marianne is using new equipment and is still looking for that winning combination to make her consistent. Tammy has finally rebuilt her confidence in herself and her physical ability. Kelly feels she's just simply missing the boat. She's not bowling good in the night block, and she feels that should be the asset to her game. With the way these 3 ladies bowled this week, I'll tell you, they're on their way back to the top 5.
We're through 5 frames of the breakthrough game in the Miller High Life National Players Championship. Marianne DeRupo in the lead by 10 pins over Turner and by 22 pins over Kulik. DeRupo, Carolyn, is completely lined up. She left a solid 8 and a 10 pin. Kulik and Turner have been high on lane 18 the last couple of shots.
Yes, they have, but Kelly, during the break, has now made a ball change, moved a little bit deeper. And let's see what happens. Still goes through the nose.
High again. Now she left that same spare leave in the 2nd frame and chopped it.
She was using a ball that was very even rolling and went to something that's just a little more aggressive in the mid lane, moved a little deeper, still, though, not like Good shot by Tammy, leaving the 10 pin. Talked to Tammy a little bit before we started. She said she's using a ball with the most shine that she's used all week long. She used a little bit of surface during the week, gray pad on her bowling balls.
This time she converts it. Well, all right. Once again, this match, breakthrough game, and one of these ladies will advance into the head-to-head competition. All 3, though, in their first TV appearance on the year.
Tammy with the 218 average, 2nd high out of the top 5.
She just didn't do well in match play. 12 and 12 match play record, didn't win enough.
Struggled a little bit her last round of match play.
Marianne DeRupo, 11 years on tour. She has 6 titles. Her last show came right here last year, and I think she lost to someone sitting next to me.
She reminded me of that last night. She's been lined up for training long, though. Hard to believe that Marianne only has 6 titles with as talented as she is, but I think she's really gotten her combinations together, and we're going to see a lot more of Marianne.
Marianne DeRupo now in the lead by 21 pins over Tammy Turner and by 36 over Kulik. Kulik now stepping up in the 7th frame. She defeated Marianne DeRupo during match play. These ladies did go head-to-head during match play for bonus pins, 30 bonus pins.
Much better shot by Kelly, still leaving the 10 pin.
Now with Carrie Tuff, Carolyn, across the house, are specific pairs?
Not for the top 5, they weren't. It wasn't. Basically, though, Marianne did state that, some pairs carry better than others. So basically, the top 5 had great carry all week. Great shot by Tammy, comes back, finally gets 10.
Kelly Kulik, the Rookie of the Year in 2001. What an awesome rookie season she had, making 9 telecasts, and it has to be tough to maintain that comeback. She has a lot of disappointment this year.
She said she actually worked a little harder over the break, made some changes in her game, physically worked out, and she said, and here I am, I'm a little disappointed. But she felt with bowling as well as she did this week, she's back.
Marianne qualifying in 5th, 213 average. There was a big split after 5th place, though. Not as close as we typically see it. So these ladies really hit the condition significantly more carried now. Absolutely, the rest of the ladies.
And Marianne really came on strong the 3rd day. Found herself a little bit the first round of match play, but 3rd day on Wednesday, she pulled great. Surface, wood surface, volume of oil, 26.2 milliliters, length of oil, 40 feet, defense oil. What that allows is, because the surface is a little soft and it hooks anyway, the heads have a tendency to hold up a little better, but the middle part of the lane is where it breaks down, and that's what allowed the ladies that could really boom the ball and go around that early hook in the middle part of the lane and still get their ball to hook. That's why they're here tonight.
So DeRupo in the lead now by 31 with 3 strikes in a row. Over Turner, Kulik trailing by 47 as she steps up in the 8th.
Best finish this year, 6th. Ooh, tough break. Finally gets a good shot in the pocket and leaves a 4-9.
Tammy Turner, she came out strong in her career, and then a back injury actually set her back for quite some time, trying to overcome that, and then it becomes mental issues. After that, she's not worrying about the back.
Looks like a good shot by Kelly. Moved a little bit deeper, got the ball further right down the lane, little bit high. 4-9. Could have tripped one of those out.
Give it a run. Not to be, so Kulik not having the performance she was hoping for. She had a low game all week of 171. So actually that was a pretty high low game. There were a considerable amount of lower games than that.
She said the whole week she felt very consistent. She liked the way she was bowling with everything she's doing. Ball choices, spare shooting. Marianne, average on the TV pair, 225.75. Second highest of the TV pair of a finalist. She likes the middle part of the house. She said that's where she carried her best all week, was in the middle part of the house. And there it goes, trips that 4-pin.
And she definitely is. Now, I know I watched Marianne in position round last night, and she started off with about 5 straight 10 pins on the pair she was on for position round. So it definitely is a pair-for-pair issue for Marianne DeRupo. Looks like she's glad 17 and 18 is the TV pair.
Right. Her position round last night was on the high end, and she said she struggled a little bit with her carry on the high end. So
DeRupo still up by 31 over Turner once again. Kulik, though, trailing by 70. Look at that average on the TV pair, 237.
Wow. She was first out of the 5 bowlers tonight. There we go. She's proud of herself. Well, her mom, Carol, was here this week. It really helped her that she was here, relaxed her a little bit, asked her where her 300 necklace was. Hey, where's the 300 necklace I had made for you? Maybe it'll bring you some luck.
So she wore it, and she did. But not luck tonight for, we're talking actually about Kelly Kulik. Meanwhile, Tammy Turner with a 7 count at 3-6-10. Marianne DeRupo now stepping up in the 9th with a chance to really pretty much close this out.
2002 average, 210. Bowling a little bit better this year. There we go with the trip 4 again. She's got it this game. A little animated, too. Marianne gets a little animated toward, when she gets through one match, but she's been animated from frame one.
Well, and she has a big crowd here, big contingent of fans, very popular in this neck of the woods, down in the Memphis area.
Tammy chopping the spare.
So the best Tammy Turner could shoot would be 200. Marianne DeRupo already has a 208 without throwing another shot. Kelly Kulick, best she could shoot would be 188. So this match really is over.
That's not how Kelly probably wanted it to end, but she had a great week. She feels very confident in the changes that she's made.